We're going to do a little troubleshooting, but first let's start by making some dough. We're going to add our dry active yeast, and again, dry active yeast and wet yeast needs to be activated. So I'm going to add my warm water. After the yeast is fully dissolved, we can add the rest of the water. And again, the water, we have temp to about 60 degrees. In this mixer, it's a spiral mixer. It doesn't create as much bowl friction as a planetary mixer. So we can start with 60-degree water. And I'm going to add my sugar. Now, if you notice that your dough is browning too much in the oven, you may want to add a little less sugar. I'm at 2%. If it's browning too much in your oven, back down your sugar. Now, a common mistake I notice some operators do is now they want to add their salt. Once the yeast is activated, you do not want to add salt directly to the yeast when it's activated. You want to add the salt after your flour has been added. And we're going to begin mixing. Typically, I wait until there's no dry flour left in the bowl before I add my salt. Salt is a very important ingredient. It's going to control the fermentation of this dough. Without salt, fermentation goes rampant, and this dough won't last 2 days. Next, I'm going to add my oil. I drizzle in my oil towards the end of the mix process, and this will do a couple things. It's going to help all the ingredients mix together very nicely, but it'll also keep bowl friction down. It's going to be a lubricant. So keep the friction down, keeping your dough nice and cool. If it's sticky to the touch, this is where you can do bench folds, where you stretch, you pull, you stretch towards yourself, on top. Stretch, on top. You'd flip it over, you'd cover it with a wet cloth, and allow it to rest. About every 5 to 10 minutes, come back and do that again until it's not sticky to the touch. When I take the temperature of this dough, it's at 81 degrees, so it's a little warmer than I would like it. So I would like to get this into dough balls in the refrigerator as soon as possible. It's a little warmer than what I like. I'd rather err on the side of too cold versus warm. If it's too cold, I can always leave it out and allow it to bench rest longer. But too warm, let's get it in the fridge ASAP. Some problems operators may have is if they take their dough out and it's still cold and they're trying to stretch it. Cold dough doesn't want to stretch nearly as well as warmer dough. This dough hasn't been developed yet, so if you try to stretch this now, you can see how it doesn't want to relax. It's very tight. This needs at least 2-3 hours room temperature, getting looser. The other thing that happens with cold dough is you get a lot of bubbles. So one thing I like to do when I'm separating my dough, add a little flour there. If I can get this dough out of the tray as round as possible, it's easier to make a round pizza with a round dough ball. I'm gonna add a little flour. And this is 65% hydration dough. It's fairly high. Now what I wanna do is pick it up and stretch it between your knuckles and go around like a wagon wheel here. Very nice. This dough is stretching very nicely. You can see the window pane. If you happen to get a mistaken finger through your dough, when you set it up on your peel, you can easily just fold it over, pinch it tight, hold it for a couple seconds, and it seals right back up. You can still use this without having to throw this dough ball away. Again, this is a 20-ounce dough ball. It's practically stretching itself at 65% hydration. I put this on my peel and I'm ready to go.